mistaken. I think there were about about seven of them. So let's just have you talk us through these national core values and tell us the ones that have been missing.
Encountered the national core values enshrined in Chapter 2, Section 23. As an organization, Generation for Societal Change, we had been going out talking about more than even 23 values, because before we encountered the National Orientation Agency, we were doing the work because we saw that this was the gap. The gap was not in skill, the gap was in character. And character, when it is properly aligned, it can spark genius level of creativity. Came to another reality. What you don't understand is the only thing that made that particular space look like you are abroad, in quotes, is because of character of the people working in that space. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And they have over time practiced it to the point that, okay, if this place needs to be wiped by 7 a.m., it will be wiped by 7 a.m. That's discipline. Okay, that's dignity of labor by the cleaner demonstration. There's so much, but we noticed that the gap is character. And so when we met the NOA, they now showed us in the constitution that, oh, this thing that you guys have been talking about, we have it in our own national constitution as a way that should describe our behavior.
Right.
Okay. Now, but before I now list value, tolerance,
right,
religious harmony, a value like the right attitude, social harmony, patriotism, political stability. So over time, and I do think that this is where I think that the education sector has a lot of work to do, because you see, we as humans, when we go through that academic journey, we come out as products to support society.
Right.
But if the process that we have gone through to bring us into society is poor, there is just only workshop. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, it is still in educating the people on the benefits of value. So if you listen, you'll notice that I have mentioned some values that really have been missing from our daily lives. And so somehow we are so confused. It is now time for us to step back. All these things that we've been doing that has been producing wrong results. Are we going to continue to be living life so confused? Just wake up, you don't know what you are doing today. You don't know what you are doing today. You just wake up, don't look at the time. Just go outside. You are tired. You sit down, you keep looking. You're not planned. Planning is a value by itself. Do you understand? The fact that you are even scared of telling the truth, being honest with yourself and the people around you. How can you move? How can you, even if you have a business, you can't tell the truth? How can you attract investors to yourself, to your person? So it's more than even just looking at the country as a whole. We need to now start looking, me now, Lawrence, what am I doing? And so when you now have this valve with one bucket of tomato water and pour it right in front of her doorstep, she doesn't know that mosquito can gather because of the tomato and still bite her. But can you even train her children so that they get to know, because maybe they can share with their mother? Because if you go approach that woman and say, madam, why you dey throw away tomato water for front of your house? It can cause quarrel. What's your business? Or the guy that I keep saying, the guys that block the road because they want to take passengers, do you want to box all of them? They really do not know what they are doing. Okay. So it's a matter of education. As in me, sometimes I used to feel like maybe they should just even pause everything and just put on all our screens. We should just be learning values. Maybe 1 hour in a month. Let everybody just come to one mind and learn values, because we really cannot do much without these values.
All right, I agree. We cannot do much without, these core values. But after learning these things, and then we still have dissenting voices speaking to the ideals of teamwork, how it becomes a very, very Herculean task.
It is.
So how do we unbundle or deconstruct that narrative?
I don't know how from here. What I do believe is the fact that we could focus on the younger ones. I've gotten to the point where I feel, whichever work that it is that I'm doing with Generation for Societal Change, I might not be here to enjoy it. This is my resolve. And so I keep quoting what Lugard wrote in one of his books, The Dual Mandate, in 1926, where he said, we lack the ability to visualize the future. We are mostly all about ourselves, our stomach, what are we going to eat now? So Lugard observed us So these people, they don't see tomorrow. They suffer little from the apprehension of the past or what's going to happen in the future. But that's not going to be our case anymore. Now I'm looking at the younger guys. I'm going to their schools to teach them what I never knew at their level, even if it's this simple, you know. And then I'm hoping that one day they can vibrate in the ways that I pray and take over this space and make best decisions for the ones that will come after them. This is where I currently am. But to say that it will be done today, oh, there will be something that will be done now and Nigeria or Africa will just get it in values. I don't know how God would do that. But
you know, it's just okay that you want to target the younger generation. There is
Yeah.
something, you know, people say about catching them young. However, I mean, there's been this narrative, especially in recent
you
times.
see, there's the journey of there's a natural course journey, right? 100 years is short. That's how I see it.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is. It's very short. In how long the earth has been. What is 100 years? You know. But when you go outside this building, you will notice that the sun is actually very. When you go outside this building, you will notice that the sun is actually very, very hot.
Right.
So the thing is, have you been able to control your microclimate? Yes, you have, because now you are chilling. You're not being burnt by the sun, correct? But how do you change this one outside? It's another question. So first of all, I think we should first focus on our microclimate. What am I? I think we should first focus on our microclimate. What am I doing in my space? Am I the woman that is pouring that tomato water in front of my house? Okay, now I know better. No, I'm not doing this. I don't want mosquitoes close to my family. I love my family. I made this decision. Okay, when they tell me to be there by 9 o'clock, can I try and be there by 2 minutes to 9? You know, that is my microclimate. And so that gives me the perception when you're relating with me, you know, that is my microclimate. And so that gives me the perception.
I understand. I like us to be very realistic. I mean, let's use the scenario that we have before us right now. Let's see how, you know, teamwork. Let's see the difference or the impact teamwork could actually play in all.
President to set a tone. All right. First of all, for every region, every governor to pick from. This is what we want to do, and I want to believe that is being done. I want to believe. I don't have the facts. Do you understand? I really don't have the facts. So once that is set, the most important thing is what maybe the chairman and the local leaders, the traditional leaders in that particular affected location or the surrounding or every other location is doing. The most important thing is the people, first of all, need to see the sincerity of their leaders to follow them.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once the leader has demonstrated sincerity over time, okay, and he says something, it carries more weight as against when they doubt the sincerity of the leader. Okay, so first of all, the leader needs to demonstrate to the people that I am honest about killing these rats. Please, and you understand your location more than anybody. Okay, you, the women, for instance, see, stand there for us. Our young men, ages 18 to 25, block here. Okay, security forces that are, of course, the states. Oya, pass. See where the rat is. We will be here. They will not pass. You guys go and help us use that big hammer on them. That is society where, of course, our leader, there is no way that they will not follow that leader they chose.
Okay. Now, we're not going to make a storm in a teacup over who we chose.
Okay, let's
You
not
know,
make a storm.
no,
in the
let's
teacup.
not because it's too late. I
Okay,
think
we can't.
let us deal with the issues on ground. Honestly, the issues are more pressing
Yeah.
than who our leader is.
Yeah.
The thing is, it is registered. It is
Yes.
on. We have a leader. We have a president. You know, and
Yes.
commander in chief.
Yes.
But right now, I don't know if you've taken it upon yourself to take a look at the trend on social media right now. I mean, a number of people are somewhat agitated. Maybe agitating is not the right word to use right now, but it's beginning to look like it. We're seeing, you know, celebrities, we're seeing influencers coming out to lend their voice to, you know, the renewed onslaughts, you know, going on across the country, the abductions, you know, the killings and all of that.
And okay, go ahead.
Yes. So now, that is perhaps the only strategy they think they can actually adopt,
Yeah.
you know, to speak truth to power. And it's quite, I don't know. This is not the first time people are adopting the social media as a tool,
Yeah.
to lend their voices to issues of, concern. And in a bid to express oneself, especially across social media platforms, you see a lot of information, disorder,
Yes.
take the
Information
light
disorder.
of take the light of the day. And you see people resort to, using very abusive words, derogatory and insightful, comments and all of that. I mean, the reason why you were able to kill the rat in your house,
Yes.
I mean,
There
some
were
years
not-
ago,
Yes,
it was your father who took the lead.
he did.
He was the head of the home,
Yeah.
right? He took the lead. And
I
he-
need to add that my father was in the military too, so he understood
Oh,
formations.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. But right now that we are divided along religious, ethnic, political lines, this teamwork we're talking about, Mr. Lawrence,
Yes.
I hope will not end up sounding like a broken record.
You know,
at the end of the day.
you're now suggesting that we should start a new conversation because I already responded to you. I responded to you saying, you see, personally, the focus for me has been the upcoming generation. But you are trying to bring me up to the level of now. You get what I'm saying? And honestly, you cannot really build a house on no foundation. This is the truth. The scattered thoughts, the confusion, the the conversations that it's not as if you can process it so easily. This one is talking there, that one is talking there. That's disunity in mind. It's not something that we can snap a finger and it becomes one. Something different needs to happen. And I don't know if it's going to happen this evening or it's going to happen in 50 years. But it's something that has to bring all of us to a mind. Maybe not all. Majority of us to a mind to confront the truth. You see, that this thing that we are chasing, that we've been chasing, is not what we are supposed to be chasing. It's as if we are chasing
shadows.
Yeah, or we are chasing the guy that is chasing the guy that is chasing the guy that is chasing the cow. And so when that guy lost the guy that he's chasing, he went to another. We don't even know where the cow is. Are we going to chase the cow? And if we're going to chase the cow, we have to look at our values as a people. And who can tell us what our values are? The Constitution. Do you understand? And that Constitution, if it is perceived to have been undermined, kind of bullied, is as if there's someone that is, you understand what I'm saying? There's just a lot of, I don't know how to put it. It's just about the there's just confusion because of there are no values. Let me just leave it there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And these values I'm not talking about Abuja values. I'm not talking about Lagos values. I'm not talking about Port Harcourt values or Enugu values. I am talking about the Nigerian national values, enshrined in chapter 2, section 23. That same values I'm saying we can take a 1 hour break monthly for all the television and the radio should just say our monthly values education workshop, national workshop day. Every media is talking about value. Something like that has to start happening, and it needs to start happening fast. Schools need to understand that that's day in schools across Nigeria. And if you ask me, Africa, it has to be a monthly values day.
Just like we mark, public holidays.
The
We
way
set a day aside,
my dear,
for
that day everybody needs to know that the bless that tomorrow be values day, we no go hear word again for values. That's how it needs to get to. Then when you get everybody like that, you can now begin conversations.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to imagine the possibility of that. And
But is it impossible?
no, I do not think it's impossible.
It's not.
I do not think so. Especially if we are, especially at, the, I don't want to mention names of agencies,
Yeah.
It should be a collective responsibility. I mean, that's the essence of this conversation.
Of course, it's
Teamwork.
teamwork, yes.
But someone just must take the lead.
Yes,
all right.
indeed.
So we're just hoping.
I wish that the president is listening. He should help us. I'm just that's my father. Oh, please help us. If the president, of course, he's the father of the nation, the number one. If he says, and he keeps talking about the value charter. Most recently, I hear him. I was on the technical working group for the values charter. If that can be done, oh my God. See, I've been in Nigeria for all my life. I think I traveled out only once. I've had the opportunity to go to different parts, but I keep something inside my spirit. I don't know why. I keep saying, "Are you going to run away from your home?"
Yeah.
Are you going to run away from it? I can't run. But the truth is, this needs something like this. Maybe not this, but something like this,
similar to this,
needs to be done for all of us to be able to come to that mindset that can take us to where we need to go. Because you see, we are already here, and the reason we are here is because of the lack. But we need to now say, where are we going?
Well, we've come this far to quit. We just have to keep fighting. We must continue with the conversations, with the hopes that someday there'll be a positive turnaround. And truly, I just pray and hope, truly and sincerely, that this suggestion of yours, would be adopted.
I hope so.
Maybe not under this administration, but
or maybe I should write to my president.
But you should. You should.
Who will
honestly.
submit the letter for me?
You said it's your father, so you should have access to your father.
Would you guys read it on air for me?
No, you have access to your father. Take it to him yourself. Take it to him yourself.
I hope he grants me audience.
Honestly, and then these are the proposals. These are very realistic proposals.
Yes.
And a number of Nigerians say, "Oh yes, this actually makes sense." Not proposals for the. I'm not trying to say that the conversation around creating more status, is not valid, but I mean, we just need to prioritize.
Yeah, what is
certain
important
things,
right
yes,
now?
what is important,
There's an
right.
urgency for us to do things like this now and save ourselves so much in the future.
All right. Well, our fingers are crossed, really. But in a nutshell, the essence of this conversation is to amplify even further the benefit of teamwork in our dear country, Nigeria. And this actually cuts across board, it cuts across different sectors. If we really, really want to thrive, if we really want to put to an end all of the many challenges